The Seattle Seahawks are taking on the Detroit Lions this Sunday in Detroit. It's going to be a tough matchup, but this is why I believe my Seahawks are going to get the job done this week. Hello, guys. This is the NW Sportscast. If you like this video, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Thank you to all of our new subscribers. It really means a lot. So let's get right into it. Seahawks, Lions. This is the type of game where it feels like it's a must-win, right? And obviously, it's probably not a must-win. It's only week 2. We're not like in the second half of the season yet, but you know, we start off with a loss. Teams that are 0-2 struggle to make the playoffs. That's just statistically the truth. So, if we want to make the playoffs, we want to not be 0-2. That's how it works in the NFL, right? A week 1 loss, that's okay. Week 2, not always okay. So, here's the keys to victory for the Seahawks. Number 1, we need to get the receivers going. DK had a decent game last week, but the rest of our receiving core did not, right? Tyler Lockett was pretty much absent from the game. He did suffer from concussion protocol. Jackson Smith-Njigba got 3 receptions for 15 yards. Will Dissly did, I believe, 2 receptions. Noah Fant, 0 targets. So our receivers, we need to get them into the game. We need them to see action because that is our strength of our team, right? Our team is built upon our weapons, particularly our receiving weapons. So if our weapons aren't getting the job done and getting the ball, then we're just throwing away one of the strengths of our team. And the Rams secondary wasn't even very good, so I'm not sure what happened there. But in order for that, number 2, Geno has to play better, and he has to play better under pressure. The O-line's not going to be great. That's just how it's going to have to be because Ave Lucas is on the IR, Charles Cross is out, and Jason Peters is not ready to play yet. So what that means for the Seahawks is that Geno's going to be under pressure. He is. The Lions have a good D-line. They have a better D-line than us. They're going to be putting pressure on us. Aiden Hutchinson's going to be in this guy's face, and Geno can't get scared. He has to just step up into the pocket and throw the ball quickly. Get the ball out as quick as you possibly can. I think the screenplay is going to play a huge role in our game tomorrow. I foresee a lot of screen passes. I think our running backs, guys like Kenneth Wagner, Zach Charbonnet, and I think DJ Dallas could play a massive role in this game. If we're doing some short screen stuff, that's when you look for a guy like DJ Dallas or Zach Charbonnet to be there, to make that play, to make that catch in the backfield, and then, you know, go and get blocks. I think the tight ends are going to be crucial to our success. Last week, we barely played with 3 tight ends formations, but I think you got Parkinson and Dissly, who we like. Noah Fant's pretty good. You know, I think that we are going to be coming out with a lot of multi-tight end packages, having tight ends block for runs, having tight ends block for screen passes. That's going to be a huge part of this game for the Seahawks because, again, you know, the downfield option, as much as we might want to do that, as much as, you know, our play calling, and in our last game we showed we really like to try to go for the downfield targets, but A, Geno isn't very good at the downfield targets, and B, he's going to be under too much pressure. Like, they're not going to be able to realistically do a bunch of downfield targets. We have to just be smart and do what we know we can do. Do what we do best, handing the ball off. Again, last week, first half of the game, Kenneth Walker had 56 yards. Second half of the game, Kenneth Walker had like 3 yards. We need to stick to the run. We need to give the ball more to Zach Charbonnet as well. I think he's going to be very good for us. And I think when you consider that, you know, you have 2 good running backs on your team, you need to utilize that. We're not going to, again, the pressure is going to be on Geno. I think if you come out with 2 tight ends in a heavy formation, you can still utilize plenty of, you know, running back packages, and you can definitely get Kenneth Walker enough yards, even with the crummy O-line. O-line doesn't necessarily mean you can't run the ball. Just because your tackles are out doesn't mean you can't give the ball to Kenneth Walker, because I still think Kenneth Walker can get the job done. K9 is a beast out there, and I believe that he is going to be good against the Lions. Now, here's where the Lions struggle. The Lions struggle in their secondary. So that's why I think, you know, the crossing routes, the short passes, we need to be on that. Geno, get the ball, step up into the pocket, and throw. There's a good chance one of your receivers is going to be open. You don't have to wait till he's 25 yards downfield. That's going to probably be too long. Our O-line's not going to give you that much protection. That's just not how it's going to be. So, how about on defense? Seattle defensively, yes. Last week we played well against the run. We held Cam Akers to like 2.3 yards per carry. That's good. What we didn't do was maintain that level in our linebacking core. Our linebackers were not good last week. We allowed so many short passes to Puka Nacua. It was insane. It was incredible how bad we played from a linebacking perspective. If I know one thing, I know Bobby Wagner's not going to let that happen again. So I think one huge thing we need to do, because our secondary is good, right? I think with Quandre and with Diggs, and now we have Devon Witherspoon, who is finally playing. Not finally, it's the second week, but Devon Witherspoon is going to make his Seattle Seahawks debut. You pair him up with Tariq Woolen. You got Woolen, Quandre, and Witherspoon. Those three guys are going to lock down the back half of your secondary. So I believe that we're not going to be seeing any deep passes to Amon-Ra St. Brown and Josh Reynolds in this game. I think we're probably pretty good as far as that goes. The problem's going to be, again, those short passes. Marvin Jones, we got to keep an eye on this guy. We got to keep an eye on their tight end, Sam Laporta, or else he's going to have a huge day. We have to have a plan for this. It sucks that Jamal Adams can't play, but obviously, you know, he's only practiced 2 games. It's just not realistic. People are complaining that Jamal can't play, but I mean, it's just not realistic to think he's going to be able to do that. He's only practiced twice, so I mean, it's just not smart to play him after only 2 practices. He'll be back hopefully next week, but it does suck that Jamal's not in there because he would play such a big role in that. But that's where you need to see a guy like Bobby Wagner, who's been here. He's been in the system. He's been in the league for this long. You need to see him step up and be able to say, look, this was where we struggled last week. Where we struggled was letting them get these short passes, these 8-yard, 10-yard midfield passes. We can't let them do that, especially not on 3rd down. We need to see our linebackers step it up. If we can do that, I think we can win the game, and I think we will. Also, some promising notes. The Seahawks in this century, since 1999, the Seahawks are 9-1 against the Lions. The last time the Lions beat us, and the only time this century, was in 2012. They beat us by 4, Russell Wilson's first season. Since then, we've won 4 straight against the Lions. And Jared Goff's 5-5 against the Seahawks, but he has lost each of his last 2. So I think we're going to win this game. I think that it's going to be close. I think it's going to be fairly high scoring, but I don't think it'll be as high scoring as some people might think, because both of these teams do have the ability to play well on defense. The Lions have a good D-line. The Seahawks have a great secondary. I think we have the better coach. I think they have the better quarterback. I think we have better weapons. They have better O-line. They have better D-line, but I think we have better outside of the O-line and D-line, because we have better weapons, better running backs, better secondary, and I think our linebackers can also be better if they play as good as I know they're capable of being. So that is my predictions for this game. I'm predicting a Seahawks win. I'm going to say 31-27. So a close, very close win, but I think we can pull it out, and we pretty much have to pull it out. Again, I'm not saying it's must-win, but I think it's almost a must-win game in the sense that if you go 0-2, the playoffs feel very much out of reach. If you go 1-1 with a win against a team like the Lions, the playoffs are certainly within reach. So that is my final predictions, guys. Make sure you leave a like, comment down below. What do you think? Are the Seahawks going to win this game? Are they going to lose? What's the final score going to be? Give us your score predictions down below. We'd love to hear them. We respond to all of our comments here at the NW Sportscast. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys tomorrow in the next one.